So Steve Borthwick pulls the trigger on the England team a couple of days early, as he seems to do these days. You get a press release from the RFU saying that the England team's going to be out on Thursday. Then he puts it out on the Tuesday. Not sure why, but whatever. His team is out. He knows what's going on, and there's only one change, so not a lot of thinking. A team that sometimes goes early is Wales. Under Warren Gatland, they did that. But of course, I think Sherratt needs a bit more time, so we'll wait and see about that one. But England are out, and Chesham is promoted to the starting lineup. And talking of starting lineups, I pre-populate these graphics, try and guess what the team is to save myself time. And this was the team that I wrote it up. Believe it or not, if I'd played my starting lineup, I would have won, actually. I wonder if any of you guys won, because this one was probably pretty guessable. Don't change a winning team too much. I was toying around in my video saying, well, maybe I'd quite like to put Theo Dan in there because the throwing of Cowan Dickey was a little off, but he played fantastic apart from that, so I completely understand why he's stuck with the team. The front row is doing its job, like I said, apart from the line-out throwing. Genge, Stewart scrummaging solidly, scrummaging well. Genge, we always expect him to make some big breaks and big carries. Hasn't quite happened so far, but he's fit, he's in good form, so let's see if he can do that. Then I guess the one question is, why is Ollie Chesham in and George Martin demoted? Well, maybe it's because Martin was nursing a bit of an injury, that's possibly why, but also the line-out struggled, so maybe Chesham is in for that, because he is a better line-out jumper, a quicker line-out jumper, fantastic hands, really good at nicking opposition ball, that sort of thing. And also, I think this probably is the pairing that Borthwick would have wanted, ideally. Chesham was coming back from injury, he came back from injury at the beginning of the season, then got injured again, so this probably was his preferred lineup. Martin's been playing absolutely fine, putting in lots of big tackles. Maybe hasn't had that impact in the carry we thought maybe he would, but time is on his side, he's still young. Now, last week they put Tom Curry on kind of a rehab list, and that always worried me because I wondered if it was about his hip, which it was, so that is a worry. It's an ongoing thing with Curry. It's the reason I didn't include him the first time in the squad when I was picking squads, but goodness me, he shows he can still play. He's still got an amazing performance in him. I just worry about the guy long term, but I guess it's about the short term. It's about the Six Nations at the moment. Certainly Sale Sharks will be watching it going, oh my God, is he going to be able to play for the rest of the season? But whatever, he's putting in world-class performances and he's starting again, which shows, no, he's good to go, certainly in the short term. And I must say, I do like the balance of this back row, maybe short of line-out jumpers, but apart from that, around the park, absolutely amazing. You've got Tom Willis, the big man, tying it all together, doing the hard yards, letting Bernal do the expansive stuff, the exciting stuff that he's so good at, and Curry is just all over the pitch, putting in monster tackles, massive carries. If he keeps going as he's going, could be one of the players of the series, actually. Now, again, unsurprising, the backline is unchanged. Mitchell and Finn Smith again. I am expecting, big things of Finn Smith. He felt his way into the game at the beginning of the French game, and I expect him to hit the ground running. If England's forwards can give him great ball, I think he can put people through gaps. The centres is the best combo they've got at the moment. I've got reservations about it. I've done videos about how Ollie Lawrence isn't great defensively, reading things. On the turn, he's not great chasing back. Henry Slade can read the game amazingly, but doesn't have killer pace or power. So he's a little limited, but they're working well together, and they've been together for a long time now, and I don't think there is world-class replacements to come in for them. And the back three the same. Attacking-wise, it looks very exciting. The sheer pace of Slightholme, Freeman working hard off his wing in the air, like he did in the last game, and Marcus Smith with his running and stepping ability is very strong there, although guys still kind of learning their craft. Slightholme's positioning, he still needs to learn. Marcus Smith obviously needs to start just reducing those errors a bit, but it's super exciting. I think it's the right way to stick with it. And also, of course, it gives you that double playmaker access of Smith and Smith. You can slot anyone as first receiver, any one of them as the deep receiver, and we don't really have any players in the squad like Marcus Smith anyway, so if you change your full back to, say, Freddie Stewart, you'd be completely changing the makeup of the team and the way you'd attack. So the bench there, the same apart from the swap of George Martin. George Baxter and Hayes all had good impacts off the bench. I don't think Cunningham South was used at all because he wasn't needed. Same with Randall. So I think that's right. If you don't need these players, don't use them. This is the top level. You're not coming on to make up the numbers only if you're needed for the game. Now, there are a few other players that I'd like to see given a chance at some point. I'm not going to mention the player that I always mention because I get told off for that. So, if Cunningham South comes on, he's big carrying, big tackling, certainly a lot slower around the pitch, I think, than Tom Curry. Ben Curry's more likely to come on and cover open side, so maybe maybe they'll just keep the back row going for as long as possible, but they've got loads of legs on the bench, and Randall and Daly cover most of it there because Freeman can cover 13, and of course if you really need it you could put in Ben Earl into the centres maybe, or even Curry at an emergency, Ben Curry probably. So I think it's a logical decision from Borthwick to go with the winning team, just trying to reinforce the line out a bit and see if they can perform even better than before and get a win against their nemesis team, Scotland, the old rivals. Can they do it? We will see. I think they got a great chance. They're at home. They'll be confident, but again, 4 in a row for Scotland, is a good record as well. So can't wait for this game. Love to know what you think of the team down below, and I'll catch you next time.